Hello, welcome to Math Galing. Today, our topic is all about quadratic formula. So what is quadratic formula? Quadratic formula states that x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So quadratic formula tells that if you have a quadratic equation in a standard form, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, then all you have to do is substitute the values of a, b, and c into the formula to get the solution. So let's have an example. Example number 1. The given is x squared minus 3x minus 5 equals 0. So, tingnan muna natin if our given equation is written in a standard form, ax squared plus bx minus c plus c equals 0. So kapag ang ating given equation is within a standard form, then the next thing that we are going to do is determine the value of our a, b, and c. Okay. So based on our given equation, this is already in a standard form. Next, let's have the value of our a, b, c. The value of letter A, we have x squared, so the answer is 1. Then the value of letter B, negative 3x, so that is negative 3. Then the value of letter C, negative 5 or minus 5, so we have negative 5. So this serves as the value of our A, B, C to be used for our quadratic formula. So we have our given quadratic formula. Again, quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So, palitan na natin yung mga value ng ABC within the quadratic formula. So, we have x equals, so mag-start tayo, we have negative, the value of letter b. So, lagyan natin ang open and close parenthesis to specify the sign of our letter b. Plus minus the square root of so b squared, so value again ang letter b is negative 3 squared minus 4, so laging minus 4, nasa formula yan, hindi yan magbabago, minus 4a, the value of letter a, 1, the value of letter c, negative 5. Then all over, so lahat sila ay all over 2 times the value of letter A. Again, the value of A is 1. Okay. So, solve na natin. Continue lang tayo. We have negative times negative 3. So, magkakaroon tayo ng positive 3 plus minus square root of, so, isahin lang natin sa negative 3 square. So, the answer is 9. Which is negative 3 times negative 3, 9. Then negative 4 times 1 times negative 5, the answer is positive 20. So again, negative 3 square, 9, negative 4 times 1 times negative 5, we have negative times negative is positive 20. So all over 2 times 1, the answer is 2. Then next, we have 3 plus or minus, solve natin yung sa loob ng square root sign. We have 9 plus 20, the answer is 29. Over, all over 2. Okay, so check natin, square root of 29. Do we have an exact value for square root of 29. So 29 is not a perfect squared number. So walang number as we multiply by itself, the answer is 29. Therefore, this is not an example of a perfect squared number. So, accepted na yung answer natin, square root of 29. So, gagamitin na natin yung square root of 29 as part of our solution. So, state na natin x sub 1 equals 3. Gamitin natin yung plus square root of 29 over 2. So this serves as the value of our x sub 1 positive. Next, for x sub 2, gamitin natin yung negative sign. So we have 3 yung negative sign minus square root of 29 over 2. Yeah. So these two, x sub 1 and x sub 2, serve as our solution for our given quadratic equation number 1. At galing. For our example number 2, given 3 minus 2y equals y squared. So makikita natin sa ating given equation, the given equation is not in a standard form. So gawin muna natin siyang standard form. So para magawa siyang standard form, we are going to make our equation into ax squared. So this would be our reference plus bx plus c equals 0. So this time the variable used within the equation is variable y or letter y. So we have 3 minus 2y equals y squared. So gawin natin, itong 3 minus 2y, ilagay natin sa tabi ng ating y squared. So both equation, both side of the equation, lagyan natin ng plus. So ito, positive 3, ayan na, plus negative 3. Palitan nyo lang yung sign, negative 3. Then minus 2y, lagyan natin plus 2y. Lagyan ng plus 2y. And then same with the right side of the equation. Para maging balance. So, yung gagawin natin sa left side, gawin natin sa right side. Okay. So, ito, nilagay natin ay minus 3 plus 2y para maging 0 itong side na left side. Para maging 0. So, 3 minus, so 3 plus negative 3, cancel na natin siya. Then, negative 2y plus 2y, cancel na ulit. So, this will be equal to 0, equal y squared, kung bring down lang natin, minus 3 plus 2y. So, iset lang natin in proper position, dapat yung 2y natin serve as our bx is within the middle term. Talagay natin y squared equals, y squared plus 2y minus 3 then equal 0. So this serves as now our standard term. Okay, next, determine the value of ABC. Our A equals 1, letter B is positive 2, letter C equals negative 3. So, ito ngayon yung mga value ng A, B, and C na gagamitin natin sa ating quadratic formula. So, substitute na natin within the quadratic formula, given formula, quadratic formula nasa taas. So, substitute natin yung value ni A, B, C. So we have x equal negative, then close parenthesis, the value of letter B. Ilagyan lang natin ng opening close parenthesis para hindi tayo maguluhan doon sa ating sign. So plus or minus square root of B, the value of letter B, 2 squared minus 4. So again, laging minus 4 times the value of letter A, which is 1, the value of letter B, letter C, we have negative 3. Okay. Then all over the bar 2A, 2 times the value of letter A, 1. So, simplify na natin. Help lang natin. Continue. Negative times positive 2 is negative 2 plus or minus square root of. So, huwag mo na tanggal mo square root sign kasi simplify pa natin yung nasa loob. We have 2 squared, the answer is 4. Then we have negative 4. We start here with the sign. Negative 4 times 1 times negative 3. We have positive 12. All over 2 times 1 equals 2. Ito kung isulat sa kabila. Equals. So, simplify lang natin yung sa loob ng parenthesis. Magkakaroon tayo ng negative 2 plus or minus square root of 4 plus 12, the answer is 16. All over 2. So this time we have square root of 16. 16 is a perfect squared number. From a perfect squared number, and meron siyang square root. We have x equal, copy nyo lang siya, negative 2 plus or minus, what is the square root of 16? Square root of 16 is 4. So all over 2. Again, yung 16, square root ng 16 is 4. Since 4 times 4 equals 16. So proceed na tayo with our x sub 1. Well, so sa x sub 1 natin yung plus. We have negative 2 plus 4. Gamitin natin plus 4 all over 2. So we have simplified na yung numerator, negative 2 plus 4. The answer is negative 2 plus 4. Ang magkaiba ng sign, negative 2 plus 4. The answer is positive 2. Subtract natin, since different in sign, subtract all over 2, which is equals to positive. So this serves the value of our x sub 1. For x sub 2, we have negative 2. This time, minus yung gagamitin natin. Minus 4 all over 2. And x sub 2 equals, so this time our numerator have same sign, negative and negative, so add natin, add the number. 2 plus 4, the answer is 6. We have negative 6 all over 2 or divided by 2. So x sub 2 equals negative 3. So the answer is x sub 1 equals positive 1 and x sub 2 equals negative 3. Mat galing! So let's proceed now with the example number 3. This time, the given example is 2x squared plus x equals 5. So, sulat muna natin, translate muna natin ang ating equation into standard form. Rewrite natin in standard form. So, we have 2x squared plus x equals 5. So, kailangan yung 5 natin, ilipat natin siya sa left side of the equation. So, lagay tayo ng minus 5. Since positive 5 yung ating given, nasa given, so minus 5 both side of our equation. So, naglagay ako ng minus 5 para ma-eliminate natin yung positive 5 maging 0. So, cancel na natin. That is 5 minus 5, so 0. Then, bring down natin ang 2x squared plus x minus 5. So this time, our equation is in standard form. Next, let us identify the value of our ABC. So our letter A is 2, then ang ating letter B is positive 1, and the value of letter C is negative 5. So ito ngayon yung mga value na ABC na gagamitin natin sa ating standard form, sa ating quadratic formula from the standard form. So ang quadratic formula natin, again, given x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over all over 2a. So palitan natin ng value ang ating ABC. So, magkakaroon tayo ng x equals negative b, that is negative 1, value of letter b, plus or minus square root of 1 square minus 4 times the value of letter a. This time, the value of letter a is 2. So, lagay natin ay 2. Times negative 5, the value of letter C. All over 2A. So, huwag kalimutan, all over 2 times the value of A. Again, ang A natin ay 2. Then, simplify na natin. Magkakaroon tayo ng x equals negative 1 plus or minus square root of 1 square, ito sa kanila, 1 square, that's 1, then negative 4 times 2 times negative 5, the answer is positive. Negative times negative is positive, 40. All over 2 times 2, the answer is 4. So, pag sinimplify natin yung nasa loob ng radical sign, nasa loob ng square root sign, we have negative 1 plus or minus square root of 41. Again, walang square root ang ating 41. So, kakopy na lang natin siya. Yun na ang gagamitin nating value. So, we will have now our x sub 1 equals negative 1 plus or minus plus nang gagamitin natin sa ating x sub 1 plus 41 all over 4. Huwag nyo kalimutan yung denominator. Then our x sub 2 minus naman yung ginamit, gagamitin natin ay minus. So we have negative 1 minus square root of 41 all over 4. So this serves as the value of our x sub 1 and x sub 2 given our example number 4. So mat galing. Okay, so this time we are dealing with a more challenging equation. So given 6 times the quantity x squared minus 1 equals 5x. So, distribute muna natin ang ating 6 sa x squared and negative 1. So, by distribution, so we are going to use multiplication as operation. So, this becomes 6 times x squared. We have 6x squared. Then, 6 times negative 1, that is negative 6, equals 5x. Then, yung 5x na to, kailangan mapunta siya sa ating left side, sa kabilang side ng equal sign. So, this is positive 5x. So, maglagay tayo ng negative 5x para maging 0 itong side na ng left side at right side at mapunta siya sa ating left side. So, negative 5, both side of the equation, lagyan natin. So, we have now 6x squared, bring down, minus 5x. So, para ma-express na natin yung ating equation in standard form. Equals, so we have now 5x minus 5x. Kakancel na natin. This becomes 0. So, this serves as our standard form of the given quadratic equation. Then, our value for letter A is positive 6, and the value of our letter B is negative 5x, so we have negative 5. Then the value for letter C, we have minus 6, so that is negative 6. Okay, so this time we are ready to substitute the value of our ABC to our quadratic formula. So, we have now negative b, so that is negative of negative 5. Negative 5 yung given natin. Plus or minus square root of negative 5 ulit, the value of letter b. So, lagyan nyo ng open and close parenthesis para ma-specify natin yung sign. Minus 4, so lagyan minus 4 times the value of letter A. This time our A is equals to 6. Then the value of letter C is negative 6. All over 2 times the value of letter A is 6. We have 2 times 6. And let's proceed now. Simplify na natin. We have negative times negative 5, the answer is positive 5, plus or minus square root of, we have 25, that is negative 5 times negative 5 is 25, then negative 4 times positive 6 times negative 6, we have positive 144. All over 2 times 6, the answer is 12. Okay. This becomes 5 plus or minus square root of 25 plus 145, the answer is 169. May square root bang 169? So, all over 12. Yes, merong square root ang 169. So, the square root of 169 is 13. Tama yun. So, this becomes, separate na natin. Let's have our x sub 1. Magkakaroon tayo ng 5 plus the square root of 169 is 13. So, 13 all over 12. Then, sub 1, continue lang natin yung pag-simplify natin. Kakaroon tayo ng 5 plus 13 is 18 all over 12. Then, ilowest term natin yung 18 over 12. So, this becomes x sub 1 equals, gamitin natin divisor ay 6. Common na divisor na gagamitin natin, greatest common factor nilang dalawa is 6. So, magkakaroon tayo ng 18 divided by 6. So, the answer is 3. Then, 12 divided by 6, the answer is 2. So, this serves as the value of our x sub 1. For the value of x sub 2, this time gagamitin natin yung minus. So, 5 minus square root of 169 is 13 all over 12. So, we have x sub 2. We have 5 minus 13. Subtract natin since magkaiba sila ng sign. Isang positive 5, isang negative 13. We have negative 8 all over 12. Then again, ilowest term natin. Ang factor na pwede natin, ang common factor nila, serve as our divisor ay gamitin natin ay 4. So, negative 8, divide natin sa 4. So, magkakaroon tayo ng negative 2 over 12 divided by 4. The answer is 3. So, the value for our x sub 2 is negative 2 over 3. The value of x sub 1 is 3 over 2. So, again, sa number 1, ang ginamit natin divisor. Common, this common nila. This common, greatest common factor nilang dalawa is 6. Kaya nagkaroon tayo ng 3 over 2. Sa x sub 2, ang ginamit natin common divisor natin. Our greatest common factor nila ay 4. Kaya nagkaroon tayo ng negative 2 over 3. So, mat galing!